All right, we're rolling here. I got Robert Benenati, my co-host, and we're going to talk. Go ahead, say whatever you got to say.
What are we talking about?
We're going to go into real estate because lately, I don't know what it is, when we post real estate podcasts, they do really well. I don't know if it's because...
I think we should do
Tell me.
on my podcast and talk about real estate. We're talking real estate on your podcast?
Because I think...
I should talk about confidence on my podcast. Right?
I think a lot of people want to move here. And I honestly, and the last two guys I talked to, let's just say, and one of them I just did a podcast for him. Mm-hmm. One from New York's moving here. Yeah. One's in Asheville. He was here, left. Now he's coming back. So I definitely think it's a hot topic.
It is.
And if people want to hear about it, let's talk about it. So in this case, what we're going to talk about is the difference between a home, a condo, and a townhome. Is that what we're going to discuss, I think?
Well, those are probably the three basics, yeah.
Yeah, what do you... I kind of know the strengths and weaknesses myself. But right now, in this, environment, I guess you could say, what do you think's better?
Well, it depends what's better for you versus what's just better. There's no just better.
I get it.
It just depends on the person.
How's this?
And the need.
What do you think... And of course, everything can vary depending on where it's at, how much it is, and all these.
Correct.
What do you think the best investment?
Oh, well. House.
Because of land?
Because it builds more equity.
All right, now stop there. What else? So you picked house, golf course, lake, or urban area, like more property, less? Kind of go into that.
Well, it depends on the state.
I'm saying Florida.
Yeah. Okay, Florida. All right, let's go there. I would say anything on the water, number one.
Or near it.
Or near it.
When you say water, you're saying ocean, lake, pond, swamp.
All
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
All of it.
Okay, anything near...
It could be near a canal that leads to the ocean or a lake.
Of course.
A lake, lakefront, or even oceanfront.
All right, so most people can't afford that.
Right.
Let's go to the next move. So we know it's water.
I would say something with land, half an acre or more.
Mm-hmm.
Something that maybe has a conservation in the back where you have no rear neighbors.
Mm.
The next, I would say golf course. Some people like it, some people don't.
What's the added... I lived on a golf course, I know, but you tell me, what's the average additional... What is it, a home... I paid a certain fee, not only for my community, because we had 24-hour security there,
right,
but we also had fees including the golf course being on there as well, and upkeep and things in that nature. What's the average on that? Does it all vary depending on
varies.
Obviously private?
There's a lot of communities that have a golf course, right, or known as a golf course community. Your home can be on one of the holes. It could be some are not because you're in a golf community means the rear of your home is going to face
a hole,
right?
Of course.
Depends on how high end it is. You might be obligated to pay an HOA plus a golf course fee, yearly fee. Most don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually a public golf course.
Yeah.
So people could come from other places and play in your club. So.
I'm going to throw this at you real fast. This is off the beaten trail. Manufactured homes. I know you don't want to get into it very quickly, but let's face it, a lot of people want them. They're cheap.
Yeah.
Are there golf course communities besides saying these kind of retirement over 55 ones we always hear about?
Right.
Or is there a lot of people I know want to come down from, say, the Midwest, want to play a lot of golf,
mm-hmm.
can't afford to live on a golf course,
mm-hmm.
can't afford to buy into or even become a member of a private membership?
Right.
Do they have manufactured homes or trailers in decent areas, I guess, on decent golf courses, not something that's trashed?
I personally have not seen trailer homes or manufactured on a golf course, area. But they're near, yes.
Gotcha.
So they could be within, quarter mile.
Interesting. So now back to, we did the water, which we kind of know about. You have the golf course. Let's put it this way. Do you think, we live in Orlando, is it better to be near a tourist area to be more profitable, you think, to a certain degree when you sell your real estate? Or is it maybe better staying away from that and kind of getting off the beaten trail where, you get the best of both worlds?
Well, there's certain communities that are very sought after communities that are near a theme park. For example, here in Universal.
Yeah.
I think Universal is located within the community, not the community around
Of
Universal.
course, yeah.
I think it's that one worked backwards, right?
Yeah.
For
They
example,
built it kind of like
right.
Like in
Like
California.
SeaWorld, like SeaWorld, Universal SeaWorld. Disney is its own,
Yeah, our Disney's complete opposite of California's Disney in Bona Park, right? Or
right.
What the
Yep.
hell? Not Bona Park. What's right next to it? Yeah. God, I'm all screwed up here. Anyways, it's right next to Bona Park.
Yeah.
How would we forget where Disney's at in California? Our minds are shot. But yeah, that's like you just said. It's very similar to our Universal.
Right. So I would say
Anaheim.
I would say away from the parks. Right. It's too touristy. So to build equity, I would say something with land. Some people like HOAs, homeowners association.
Yeah.
Others don't. There's pros and cons to that.
Of course.
Is it gated? That's another big one.
Yeah.
Communities that are gated, people like that sense of security. Then you have townhomes and condos, and I think they build less equity, but then again, condos depending where. So if it's a high rise and the location, not every condo.
Right.
And when you say condo here in Orlando, you're probably thinking of a $100,000, $150,000 condo. And we have a few condos like downtown and here in Dr. Phillips where you're looking at anywhere from 400, 500,000 to $1 million, right?
Yep.
So then that's different.
Yeah, of course. Your HOA is really what's different there too as well.
Correct.
And also, the thing that I realized having a condo or townhome, a lot of times you are not as in control as you think you are. One, you don't have control of people moving in or out, the environment to a certain degree, especially if they're all attached to one another. Also, just the building or the buildings in general, maybe the upkeep isn't there. A lot of times you're feeling like you're getting ripped off. But on the flip side, a lot of things, as you know, you don't have to maintain a lot of them because they're self-maintained as long as you pay your fees.
Correct, and that's why I said it depends on the buyer. This, for example, I use this example like a tourist. She's flying all the time, or a single mom. To have a home, it's hard. You have to be around. You have to maintain the exterior, the landscaping, the home itself.
Absolutely.
Maybe a townhome or a condo is better for them. They're in, they're out. They don't have to worry about maintaining.
That's me.
Or a couple. You get older, you want to downsize. You don't need a home. You probably don't need a home. You're probably good off with a townhome. Now the townhomes has its pros and cons. Townhomes usually have living room, dining room, kitchen downstairs, bedrooms upstairs. That means stairs. A lot of people can't go up and down the stairs, so you might have to do a condo where you have an elevator, because the unit, it's going to be one story itself.
Right.
It might be on the third, fourth floor, but if you have an elevator, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and if you have older parents, grandparents, a lot of people, I think, don't realize how important paying attention to the stair type situation is, because even with Rhea, my girlfriend, and her parents, or her mother, say, for instance, and my mother with her knee, going up and down stairs, if they come and visit or stay with you, is brutal.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Or say something happens and you have to take on one of them, right? Now you have a home that's not convenient. So it's not just about you a lot of times. All right, let's wrap it up with this. I think one of the mistakes I think a lot of people make when they move to Florida is kind of unrealistic expectations. It almost, they want a dream home. And a lot of times they live in just, say, an ordinary suburb. But all of a sudden they get to Florida and they want to live on the ocean, or they want to live on a lake, which is understandable, but they don't realize the expense of that now. I think a lot of people think Florida is a cheap place to go when it's kind of not any longer.
It's definitely gotten expensive. What I say with this is I always said this, you could buy a $1 million home. It's maintaining it, the issue.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
For example, anything on the water here, taxes, you're looking at, $20,000, $30,000 a year.
Yep.
Depends on the size of the property and where it's located. Landscaping.
Yep.
Electric.
The salt,
water,
deterioration, even hurricanes,
just
everything.
There's insurance.
Exactly.
It's a big one. You need flood insurance as well. So, buying is not the issue. It's maintaining.
People really underestimate how much rain is here as well. How the rain, how it takes a toll on a lot of homes.
Yes.
Even your roofs. When you live in the Midwest, maybe you live in a brick home, or it's different. I know you have snow, but
wood rot. You have to be careful with doors. You have to make sure the home is always painted, sealed. Don't let any water intrusion. Yeah, it's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah, bugs, pest control, alligators,
snakes.
I almost pushed you in. You almost got eaten by an alligator because of me. All right, that was a quickie. What the hell should we call this damn thing? Robert, tip of the day.
It's your show.
Oh, goodness gracious. If you get a chance, check out Robert's TikToks and Reels. He's been doing some really cool stuff, right? With your quick 1 minute.
Yeah, with the podcast tips. And
we're
using these clips. Yeah.
He's giving a lot of advice on real estate, what's going on per day or what he's been through. That's really, honestly, informative. I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying that because we're friends, but definitely listen to that if you get a chance. It's just his name, right?
Yep. Robert Benenati.
That's it. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. You got any questions or comments? Hit us up.
Thanks.